Good afternoon, Johan. It's great to have you on our Business Spotlight interview this afternoon. And yeah, just for a start, wouldn't you please introduce yourself and your business to our listeners?
Hi, Bert. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Johan Booysen. I'm the Managing Director of Booysen Accountants. And yes, we are registered accountants and tax practitioners. And we work mainly with small business owners and entrepreneurs.
Thank you for telling us that, Johan. And, there's lots of people in accountants. So what unique service do you supply to your customers?
Well, as accountants and tax practitioners, we specialize in accounting, taxation, payroll, and related business financial management services and advice. However, I feel that a unique service that we supply to our customers is definitely our customer service and our attention to detail. We really do pride ourselves in the way we approach a client's specific needs and requirements, and then to provide them with a solution that is truly customized to their specific scenario, and in certain cases, their budget also. For our clients who most are small business owners, our industry might be very intimidating, an intimidating aspect of their business. So yes, we would like to simplify that and provide them with a unique service and experience.
Great stuff. I met this morning. I met with a potential client, and one of the biggest challenges for them was understanding their numbers. And I suppose yes, we have a lot of the small business owners around us who don't know those numbers, or they don't even know what numbers they need to look at. So yeah, an awesome service. Johan, you've grown and you've opened a branch down in the Western Cape. What do you attribute your growth to?
Well, I would say that our growth is definitely a direct result of our determination to truly serve our clients and to provide a high quality service that they deserve. That enables us to build and maintain a loyal and trustworthy relationship with them. And as a result, then indirectly targeting a market that is closely related within their own business environment. I guess it's in the simple form of a word of mouth approach almost. Yes. I would therefore say that our growth lies very much in our ability to maintain our client relationships and to present a structure that they can trust and therefore remain loyal to and also ultimately recommend.
Awesome. Johan, thank you for that. You have employed a number of people in your business. It's also a family business. What have your biggest learnings been as an employer since you began the business?
Yeah, to be an employer, first of all, is a massive responsibility. And there are many risks that an employer needs to manage and be able to understand within a very complex labor relations environment. I would therefore say that my biggest learning as an employer was definitely to have implemented or invested in a good HR function within my business. This enabled me to navigate through these complexities and also to provide my staff with a platform to maintain a positive and transparent working environment.
Well, that's awesome. So as a business owner, we have lots of pressure on our time, and quite often customers are very demanding. But how do you balance your personal life with the demands of your running a business?
Yeah, well, as an entrepreneur, it is not always the easiest thing to do. And I guess that it is also one of the toughest things to do when you are a business owner. However, I really do believe that you should maintain a good and healthy balance between the two. And that you should simply just force yourself to make time for your personal life. Because if you don't force that on yourself, then you will simply just drown yourself in your own work. And that might not be the best thing for you, nor your staff, or your business at the end of the day. I just force myself to break away over weekends, get out of my usual routine and environment, and spend as much time in nature and with my family as possible.
Awesome. I also, when I had young children, I think we also, at the beginning of the year, we planned our breaks so that we know that those were the big rocks we wouldn't move, and we planned our year around that. So well done on that. So when recruiting new team members, Johan, what qualities are you looking for, and how do you foster that productive working environment?
Well, apart from the other more obvious requirements a candidate will require in our industry, I would say that I focus mainly on the more personal qualities of what makes the person unique and how that uniqueness can make a difference in our business and for our clients ultimately. I found that in most cases, all candidates might have the correct and relevant qualifications. However, each person will have a unique quality that will enable that person to truly grow and develop in our specific environment. And that is what I'm looking for. To foster a productive environment is one of the most important aspects in our business. And we do that by constantly communicating with one another, by ensuring basically that we all understand what is expected from us and by when. I also think that a productive environment is about providing your staff with the ability to maintain a good self-esteem and to equip them with the necessary tools to not fail during that process.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think we always say in Action Coach, you should employ the person with passion, the skills you can always teach afterwards.
I 100% agree with that. And that's also what we're looking for. I think we are very passionate. I'm very passionate. When I started this practice, it is, something that's very, very important for me. And if I employ somebody, I'm looking for that exact quality.
Excellent. Thank you. Johan, what are the common misconceptions that people have about running a business? And how do you address them in general?
I guess the most obvious one would be that you should have endless streams of cash resources available, and that you then have complete freedom to just take time for yourself whenever you need it. And then the most common one is that you think you can do it all on your own. My advice would be that prospective business owners should understand that managing a business is not a straightforward task. There are many unforeseen elements that can hit you by surprise, and how you manage that would ultimately determine your ability to be successful and meaningful in what it is that you are trying to accomplish. As an accountant, I would definitely recommend that one of the first things you should do as a business owner is to establish a good and open relationship with an accountant or a business coach, someone that can help you to navigate through these complexities of general business and tax compliance requirements. Basically ensuring that you understand the real implication of poor tax administration and financial management on your business, which can ultimately destroy your prospects of continuing with business or future development, as an example. This person can also be a good mentor in your business to advise you and be there to redirect or change the strategy if that surprise comes along. So to summarize, basically, I would say surround yourself with competent people to assist you with the things that you do not truly understand, and accept that you will not always be able to understand and control all aspects of your business.
And don't be, try and do it all yourself. Get the experts to give you the right advice and take timely action. I think that's the main thing. Next question here is, what advice would you give new business owners?
I think that's important. What I often find is that sorry, but can you hear me?
I can. It just looks like you've frozen a little bit on that side. Let's try again.
Sorry.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah, no, you can carry on. You said something?
No, sorry, that last part that you said I missed. But basically what I wanted to add to that is that we say that often in practice, where we get to do, entrepreneurs or business owners comes in and they were doing their own thing for a couple of years, and then suddenly they realize that they cannot do everything on their own, and there were certain aspects of their business that they just don't understand and they need help with. So I think if they would have done that in the first place, it would have made things a lot easier.
That's correct. I think what I find is that a lot of the business owners out there are technically competent. They're good artisans. They know how to do stuff, even medical practitioners, but they don't necessarily know how to run a business. Okay, so
exactly, 100%.
Getting back to then financial management, what advice would you give new business owners regarding financial management, being the expert?
Well, I think the first thing what I would recommend is to appoint an accountant. I think that's important. And then financial management is something that a new business owner should focus on from the first day. I've seen this in many cases where I worked with clients that has been in business for, let's say, 3 years, and have never implemented a proper financial management system. And then suddenly they start to realize that the figures does not make sense.
Yes.
And that the cash flow is under a lot of pressure. I think it's therefore important that you implement a stable platform to analyze your business data and performance to enable you to make decisions based on accurate data that will ensure that your business is financially stable.
Yes.
Have systems in place that you understand and that you feel confident with. I think that is important.
Yes.
Make the time to sit down and understand your financial reporting. It is extremely important for any business owner.
That's great. Johan, would you agree with me that cash flow management is probably more about sales and marketing than it is about cutting costs?
Definitely, yes. I do agree with that. I think a lot of business owners don't always think of it like that, but I think it's definitely true.
Yeah. To cut 10% of overheads is one thing, but it's never going to bring in as much money as growing your sales by 10%, typically.
Exactly. Yes, I agree.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time, Johan?
Well, as an entrepreneur, you will always have the desire to become more successful, build more, be more, and make as much profit as possible. However, I do see myself and my business become more of a strategic partner for startup entrepreneurs to enable them to have access to these professional services at a more affordable rate, and also to have the same ability for young and upcoming accountants to become part of a bigger organization that can provide them with the opportunity and experience to engage with like-minded entrepreneurs within an environment where they can provide them with service that they are very much passionate about. I found that when I started with my articles, that was quite a big challenge, and I think that's something that I think a lot of young and upcoming accountants really also need, and the same with startup businesses.
Yes. All right, so last question from my side is, what is the one question that I should have asked but didn't, and what is the answer to that?
Well, that's a tough one. I guess, let me think. The one question that you should have asked was, do a business need an accountant? I guess that's the one important question, and I think the answer is definitely yes. I think too many business owners don't realize that soon enough, or maybe they do and they're scared to engage with an accountant for some other reason. However, I do think it's important. I do think it's important that an accountant becomes involved in your business as soon as possible. I think that will just assist you, to build a stable platform for you to understand, the basic business concepts perhaps much better.
Yeah, and also the type of accountant you probably need is the one that helps you develop the history, not just write up the history. I think that's, I suppose, an important thing.
I think it's important what you just mentioned now, and I totally agree with that. And I do see myself, as being, that accountant.
Yes.
That we've got a lot of passion, to work with clients, to assist them to make a change in their business. We want to be involved, and the same goes, if we work with a client that we can see, that's passionate about their own business, it just makes the relationship, so much better and more successful moving forward. We do find clients also that, they almost think of us as, a stop where they just drop off information and then hope for the best.
Yes.
I don't think that's the way it should be. I don't think that's the way the relationship should be.
No, you should meet with your accountant regularly. I agree. Johan, I want to thank you for the time. Thank you for your honest and open opinion, and really, I trust that you have a lot of success in growing your business in the future, and may you grow from strength to strength.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Bert. I appreciate it.
Thank you.